releasing some of the steam so it doesn't boil over. Alright, I am making hot processed soap today. I have my oils on the stove warming. Now I am adding my lye to my water. This is going to be a fluid hot processed soap that I'm going to pipe. Be sure to stir as you're pouring in your lye because it helps dissolve the lye so it doesn't get stuck on the bottom. Ask me how I know. If it does get stuck on the bottom, all you have to do is just keep stirring and eventually it'll break up and then dissolve. Alright, now I have my big bucket of oils here. I already made one batch of soap. I am making the other. Okay, my lye is dissolved in my water, so I'm going to pour it gently into my oils. Then I'm going to immediately rinse out my lye bucket. That way, no one accidentally touches it. And now we're going to start blending. You want to blend until it comes to a trace. And we are already there, but I'm going to blend it just a little bit more to just get the process going quicker. This is extremely hot. Be very careful. Have my piping bag here, ready. Now we're going to cover it and let it start cooking. I normally use shower caps for this part, but I'm out of shower caps, so I need to get me some more. Just use plastic wrap for now. Okay, nothing is happening, so I am going to go ahead and zap it again. Okay, now we're getting hotter. Now this is going to be boiling hot, so you have to be very careful. I can see it's starting to rise now. Now, just so you know, the bigger the batch, the longer it takes to start volcanoing. So your smaller batches are going to go quicker than your bigger batches. But now I can see the edges, the middle is poofing up and the edges are down lower. So I can see that it's actually starting to rise. And in just a minute, it'll start actually taking off here. All right, now I don't know if you can see that, but I want to keep the heat in as much as possible. But okay, now it's starting to rise. You see that? There it goes. Woo! Ooh, that looks great. 200 degrees. So we're going to stir it back down. 212. I'm not running the blender, I'm just stirring it down right now, just to keep it from overflowing. Gotta scrape down my sides. Make sure you get the edges. Okay, we're gonna let it cook again. Maybe. Oh, brother. Okay, it's starting to come up again. So this is 12 minutes that it has taken for the second volcano to come up, just so you know for time. You can see, so the soap is cooking itself so that you don't have to wait 4 to 6 weeks for it to cure. You only have to wait, 2 weeks if you want. You can use it right away, but if you want it to dry out to be a harder bar, wait 2 weeks to let some of the moisture evaporate out of the bars after you cut them. But you can use this right away. All right, so we're coming up again. This is called the mashed potato stage. Okay, now we're volcanoing again. And you can see how it's starting to look Vaseline-like on top on some of these spots. This white would be called the mashed potato stage. This jelly Vaseline-y look is called the Vaseline stage, and this is completed soap. This is not done yet, but where it starts turning that gel-like color, that is completed soap. So we're getting close. I probably have one, maybe this one, and maybe one more volcano left. We'll see how it does. And as it gets towards the end, it will slow down and stop volcanoing when it has turned to soap. You will know that it's soap when you don't get any more volcanoes and when it all looks like Vaseline. I'm gonna scrape down my sides. Scrape down to the bottom. So see how it's starting to volcano again? It's not quite there yet, but a lot of it is already turning that gel color. Make sure you get the edges. Releasing some of the steam so it doesn't boil over. Okay, I need my bigger spoon. Okay, so you can see by the Vaseline color that it looks like it's mostly done. I'm just running it through one more time just to make sure that we're out. Nope, there's a little spot right there, so just make sure. Okay, see how nice and shiny that is? All right, now let's check our temperature. We are at 198, it's pretty hot. So we're gonna let this cool down just a bit. All right, so we are there. You can see how nice and glossy that is. See how nice and glossy that is? Perfect. Now, I'm using Violet Bouquet. It has a flash point of 200. I'm at 199. That means that at 200 degrees, my fragrance oil would just evaporate and there would be no fragrance left. So I'm gonna let this cool down, even though it's under 200, just to make sure it's really under 200. Nope, see, it's 202 in the bottom, so let some of this cool off. Okay, now we're cooled down. So, now, this is a full 4 ounces, so that's what I need for this. Oh, this violet smells really good. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in. That's gonna cool my soap down, and then I'm gonna add my yogurt and my goat milk. And then that will cool it down even more, but make it fluid. Okay, so I'm gonna add my yogurt and my goat milk. This is gonna make it fluid so I can color it and pipe it, and it'll be really easily manipulated. Whoops, whoa. Now, it's soap now, so I don't need to worry about burning myself with lye. It is hot, so I need to be careful about that, but it's not gonna hurt me as far as lye burns. Okay, so now I have all of my goat milk and my yogurt in here. I'm gonna let it sit for just a minute. I'm going to let it sit for just a minute, about 5 minutes, till you let the goat milk and the yogurt do its thing. And then, or let the yogurt do its thing. That will make it more fluid so that I can go ahead and color. Now I've got a dark purple, a light purple, and white is what I'm using for my coloring. Okay, oh, look at that, nice and fluid. Okay, so in my big bucket, I'm gonna do white, and then I'm doing gray in these, or I mean gray, purple in these little buckets. Okay, now I'm pouring in my white. It's not really white enough. I think I'm going to add a little bit more white. Okay, a lot more white. Just dissolving my titanium dioxide in some oil so there's no lumps. Got a little too much titanium dioxide, so what I'll do is I'll just save the leftover for the next soap. All that pre-color. Okay. Now dark purple. Wow, this smells really good. I've never used this fragrance before. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side to let it cool for just a minute. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of white here, just in case I need some extra piping. We're going to add all three colors into our big bucket. There's one on one side. Now we're going to fold this in, not mix, because we don't want to dilute our colors. We just want them to sort of mix together in a swirl, a pretty swirl, not just a all one color. Now I'm scooping down to the bottom to get any white that I missed on the bottom. So can you see the swirls in there? Looking really nice. Oops, drop some. Okay, now we're gonna shake this out. see where we're at. This one needs just a little bit more. Now, get all the air bubbles out. Oh, that's looking great. Okay, now, here comes the fun part now. Whoa, oh my goodness gracious, did not mean to do that. Okay, so now I was gonna say my piping is hot. And as you can see, is it too hot? Is it gonna hold its shape? Okay, so I need to let my piping cool down just a little bit because it's too hot and it's not quite holding its shape. So I'm gonna let that cool down just a little bit more. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna scrape out my bucket. Whole lot of soap. Oh, good grief. There's a whole lot of soap left over. So be sure to really scrape out your bucket so that you can get all that yummy goodness out and have your own personal bars at home. Because see, look, I've got probably 2 bars worth of soap there. So I am going to be loving it. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit in my pot for just a minute because it's a little too warm to make into a ball. Okay, let's see if we've cooled down here. Wow, we're still pretty warm. But I think I'm gonna go ahead. So I think I've got enough. Go ahead and make this a high top. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more soap to my bag here. Get an air bubble there. Oh ho ho! I am loving it and my great big mess here. Woo! All right, that is gorgeous. I am super happy with the way that turned out. Wipe up my mess here. All right, now I'm trying to decide if I should do my glitter thing. Got too low and I didn't. All right, we're gonna come back, let this sit for several hours, and then we're gonna let it harden for a couple of hours, and then we're gonna cut it. Here is my violet several hours later. This is actually the next day, but I did cut the first loaf on my live show about 4 hours. It cooled enough to cut it. Look at that. Wow. That is gorgeous. Oh, those swirls turned out beautiful. Then here's the leftovers. Let's see. Whoops, got a hole. That's why you tap it down right there, so you don't get holes in your soap. Smash together. Now we have a bar. Hello, anybody in there? Hello. It is time to volcano. Let us volcano. Volcano is happening. Let the volcano happen. Volcano. Volcano.